So the next thing we need to go over is degree measure. We talked a little bit about radian measure, and I know radian measure is something new for you, and it's just something you're going to have to work through. That if you don't understand something, you're going to have to come in and make sure you get extra help from moi. Degree measure, you guys are going to be a little more understand probably a little bit. So the second way to measure angles is by using degrees. Degrees is something that's not brand new to you. At least I hope not. I hope you've all know what degrees are. So the measure of 1 degree is equivalent to a rotation of 1/360th of a complete revolution around your circle. So if you think about it, each degree, if you have 360 degrees, you divide by 360, you have a 1/360. Because 2 pi radians corresponds to 1 complete revolution, degrees and radians are equivalent by saying 360 degrees is equal to 2 pi radians, 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. So if you solve this second equation or if you just divide both sides, if you want to get 1 degree here, if you divide by 180 and divide this by 180, you get pi over 180 radians. So 1 degree is equal to pi over 180. Same thing if you divide this equation by radians, or heck, you could even divide this side. You get radians by itself divided by 2 pi divided by 2 pi. Well, 360 over 2 is just a 180. 180 degrees over pi is equal to 1 radian. So the best way to convert between degrees and radians is to use these conversions. So if you want to convert from degrees to radians, you're going from the little circle symbol to pi's, then you're going to take your degree and multiply by pi over 180. If you're going to go from radians to degrees, then you're going to multiply by a 180 over pi radians. So let's look at our first example here. Here we're going to rewrite each angle in radian measure as a multiple of pi. So you're going from degrees to radians. So if this is a 60 over 1, we need to make sure that if we have a 60 degrees on the top left, we need a 180 degrees on the bottom right. And how many radians equal 180? That would be pi radians. So what you can do is you just have a fraction here you need to simplify. So 60 and 180 can be reduced to a 1 and a 3. So that just gives you 1 times pi is pi over 3. So if you think about your unit circle, if you have it handy, you might look on your unit circle and you'll say, oh hey, there's that pi over 3 I had to memorize, and it's equivalent to 60 degrees. That one's one you're going to be using multiple times throughout the next 5-6 months. Here for part B, if you have 320 degrees, same thing. You just multiply by a 180, or let me get rid of that. We're going to multiply by pi over 180. No calculator, folks. No calculator. So you cancel out the degrees. Well, easiest thing, each of those zeros can cancel. So if you cancel the zeros, then you have 32 and 16. That just cancels to be a 16 over 9. And you get 16 pi over 9. So there's your solution for example 2b. And then I'll let you try 2c on your own. But then 2d, the only way 2d is different than 2a and 2b is just by has a negative. Doesn't change how you solve it. This is over 1. Multiply by pi over 180. And you're just going to cancel both. Each of these can be divided by 45. So you get a negative 3 and a 4. So your answer is a negative 3 pi over 4. And just entering the room is Mr. Painter. Some of you guys may not know, but he has a minor in math. So if you ever need help, feel free to ask Mr. Painter. Mr. Painter, would you like to add anything to trigonometry?
I like my calculus, actually. You plus me equals us. Calculus.
Okay, that's a little weird. Hopefully it's not... Okay. That's it. Well, I should not have added him here in this example, so we'll move on to example 3 here very shortly.
Did you say something about pie?
I
like pie.
I did.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin pie, plenty of whipped cream.
That's right. Not whipped cream, Cool Whip.
Oh, Cool Whip.
Tub of it.
Yeah, if you get whipped cream, well, I remember watching this on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory one time. They were finding all these different creams, and they were whipping a cow, and one of them's like, "Oh, hey, look, it's whipped cream."